Mark Pope was certainly devastated by Travis's departure. This guy could have been promising at Kentucky, but he wanted to leave, and that was weird. Have you seen what Pope shared about it? Let's take a look. Amid the whirlwind of emotions and movements that characterize college basketball at this time of year, Mark Pope, the coach of the Kentucky Wildcats, found himself facing a peculiar and challenging situation. The decision of Travis Perry, a local talent and former winner of the prestigious Mr. Kentucky basketball title, to leave Lexington to seek new horizons at Ole Miss, brought deep reflections on the emotional and sporting impact that these changes have on a program as iconic as the Wildcats. It is no secret that Perry's departure hit Pope hard. In his words, there is a mixture of sadness and admiration for the young player. "I was devastated when Travis left," the coach said, revealing the depth of the bond that had begun to form between the two. For Pope, Perry wasn't just another name on the roster. He represented something bigger. He was a young man with the potential to become a legend within the program, someone who could embody local pride and make his career a part of Kentucky basketball's rich history. That sense of loss, while understandable, also reflects the positive outlook and enthusiasm Pope had for Perry, even at a time when the player was still figuring out his role on the team. Perry's decision to pursue another opportunity, seeking more playing time in the SEC, is emblematic of the modern dynamics of college sports. However, that doesn't diminish the impact his presence had during Pope's inaugural season as the Wildcats coach. Despite being a supporting player, Perry showed steady progress throughout the campaign, appearing in 31 games and contributing solid averages for a developing athlete. His increased involvement was a promising sign that, with more time and guidance, he could evolve into an even more important role in the future. What is clear from Pope's words is that his disappointment is not just about the competitive aspect, but more importantly, the human relationship he established with Perry. The coach saw in the young player much more than numbers or minutes played. He saw brilliant potential, a special connection, and a chance to shape a legacy. This humanized perspective is a hallmark of Pope, who since his arrival has worked to rebuild Kentucky basketball's identity based on values such as trust, dedication, and passion for the game. At the same time, it is impossible to ignore the bigger picture. Perry's departure comes at a crucial time for the Wildcats. After a Sweet 16 appearance last season, expectations are high for Pope's second year at the helm. While Perry's departure was an unexpected blow, the coach has already demonstrated his ability to adapt to the circumstances, adding new players to the roster to bolster the team. This ability to navigate adversity is an indispensable quality in college basketball, where sudden changes are a constant. It's worth noting that even with Perry's departure, the spirit of optimism remains alive in Lexington. Pope continues to invest in the future of the program, building a team that reflects both the tradition and the renewal that Kentucky basketball needs. The pain of losing a promising player is real, but it also serves as fuel to keep moving forward. After all, college basketball is a continuous cycle of ups and downs, where each challenge presents a new opportunity for growth. As Perry embarks on his new journey at Ole Miss, it's up to the Wildcats to look ahead and embrace the possibilities that lie ahead. Under Mark Pope's leadership, the program appears to be in good hands. The way he handled Perry's departure, with transparency, respect, and a dose of hope, is a testament to his philosophy as a coach. Kentucky basketball may have lost a player, but it learned a valuable lesson about the importance of valuing each step of the process, regardless of how it ends. Ultimately, basketball is about more than just wins and losses. It's about people, connections, and stories that intertwine. And as Mark Pope moves forward, he carries with him the certainty that even in the midst of hardship, there's always room to dream big and build something special. I think OA will be back next season. What about you? Let's take a look. The annual Professional League Draft is always a crucial time for college players looking to fulfill their dreams of reaching the next level. but it also represents a period of reflection for high school teams as their stars ponder their futures. In the case of the Wildcats, two names stand out in this process: Kobe Brea, whose positive projection was reinforced in an ESPN mock draft, and Otega Oweh, whose quest for a first-round guarantee puts his tenure with the program in question. Kobe Brea's inclusion at number 54 overall in ESPN's mock draft for the Indiana Pacers is a clear sign of recognition for the shooting guard's potential. Although he is not a first-round pick, those considered more prestigious and guaranteed, being among the second-round selections is already a significant achievement for a player who still has a lot to develop. Brea, who demonstrated his skill and versatility during his time at Kentucky, appears to be gaining ground in the evaluations of NBA scouts. His presence at the NBA Draft Combine in Chicago this week will be key to solidifying that position. The 5-on-5 practices provide a unique opportunity for him to showcase his capabilities in a competitive environment and, hopefully, move up in the projections. On the other hand, the situation of Otega Oweh is more complex and carries profound implications for the future of Kentucky basketball. As the team's leading scorer last season, Oweh played a central role in the Wildcats' success and quickly became a key figure in Mark Pope's draft. However, his absence from ESPN's mock draft raises questions about how NBA teams are currently evaluating him. The search for a first-round guarantee is understandable given the risk involved in giving up college eligibility without a solid draft position. But with just over 2 weeks until the May 28 deadline, Oweh's decision promises to be one of the most anticipated for Kentucky fans. If Oweh decides to return to Kentucky, it would have a major impact on the program. He would be a key player on a team that, even without his confirmation, is already emerging as one of the favorites to win the national title in the preseason. His offensive leadership, combined with the continued work of Mark Pope, could catapult the Wildcats to even greater heights. In addition, Oweh's continued presence would bring stability and experience to a roster that is naturally subject to constant change in college basketball. On the other hand, if he decides to move on in the draft process, it would present an additional challenge for Pope in assembling the roster for next season. This duality between Brea and Oweh reflects the different trajectories that players can take during this critical phase of their careers. While Brea seems to be finding his place on the NBA radar, Oweh faces a crossroads that could define his journey in both the short and long term. For Kentucky, the scenario is equally ambiguous. The team could emerge stronger with Oweh remaining or be forced to adapt to his departure, looking internally or in the draft to fill the void left behind. In addition, the participation of both players in the NBA Draft Combine adds another layer of drama to the story. This event is known to be a turning point for many prospects, providing a platform to impress NBA teams with concrete performances in simulated game situations. For Brea, it is a chance to validate his standing and perhaps even move up a few spots in the projections. For Oweh, it is a crucial opportunity to prove that he is worthy of a first-round pick, something that could drastically alter his future. The saga of Kobe Brea and Otega Oweh in the NBA draft process is just another chapter in this ongoing narrative. Whatever the outcome, the Kentucky Wildcats will continue to be a force to be reckoned with on the national stage. And while fans eagerly await the next news, one thing is certain: the 2023-2024 season promises to be full of excitement. I want to hear your thoughts.